Okay, so Archangel Metatron is revealing so much to you in the spirit right now for you to be able to see how something works outside of the 3D, outside of the grid dimension, right? There's something about you having the spiritual foresight to be able to see other dimensions and to kind of see how they all play into each other or how they all work with each other in some capacity. I can't quite put my finger on it, but I am seeing like the blueprint. Metatron is showing you the blueprint, the way, the roadmap to a particular destination with the least resistance, the path to the least resistance. And what I'm seeing here is there is a straight shot. I heard it's morphin time. There is a straight shot here. Something to do with routines. Whatever straight path this is, it's not like it's a straight one dimensional thing. But what I am seeing here is intellect. Okay, I'm tapped into those of you that have the Queen of Swords has been fucked over. Queen of Swords energy is someone, you could be a divorcee, you could be someone that's single by choice. You could also be someone that has like a no nonsense attitude when it comes to immaturity, when it comes to toxic relationships, friends, family, foes. Anyone can get it. You will cut someone down with your words very quickly. This is also the energy of you always knowing that people are looking at you. You always knowing that there's a third party energy that has it out for you. There's an opposition that has it out for you. But you having a calculated or strategic approach is how you give it attention. All right. You don't let things interrupt your routine. You don't let things interrupt your system, your schedule. Even if people are gossiping, even if people are trying to try your patience, you're not foolish. Okay. The tripping squirrel in reverse is telling me that you're no dummy to this game. You're wise to this game. And I feel as if you know what you're looking for, the type of partnership you're looking for. You know the type of union you desire. You know the type of compatibility that works for you. Yeah. And you have the strength, the courage, and the bravery to focus on yourself and to date yourself, to make your peace a priority, and to live a very easy inflow type of lifestyle until that person comes along, you know? And I feel like that's where you are. And I feel like Metatron is showing you the path of least resistance by way of you not trying to convince other people that you're doing the right thing. You're not trying to convince other people as to why you made the choices that you make. Anytime that you get into this energy frequency of having to explain yourself to people that come to you out of the woodworks and they're like, well, why didn't that relationship work? When you start answering to the question why, you've already created resistance. Because your why, your reasons for why you do things is no one else's business. So that's the first setup to bring you down energetically. And then you have those that will come to you and ask you, do you miss that person, or do you miss not having this type of lifestyle? And the moment you start explaining yourself as to why, you step outside of being your truest self. Because when you're in a state of missing something, you didn't you didn't trust your choice to begin with, right? When you miss something, it's because when you left away from it the first time, you weren't really doing it from your true authentic self. So now you're explaining to people why you felt like you made the right choice. And then you're tapping into a frequency of people pleasing, and even explaining yourself to other people is a frequency of people pleasing. So the path of least resistance that Spirit is pretty much revealing here is for you to be able to see how all these different programs are designed to pull you out of a frequency of knowing the relationship that you aspire to have, to pull you out of a frequency of believing that that true person exists, to pull you out of a frequency of trusting, believing, knowing, right? Making you doubt yourself. So I just see a lot of questions or commentary like, do you think that somebody would be ever able to kind of deal with your flexibility, or do you think that person out there exists that would ever tolerate you or want to be with you, you know? And then it'll force you to respond like, well, I hope so. No, it's either you know or you don't know. That's kind of it's kind of hard to put into words. But I feel like a very unintellectual person is going to ask questions, trying to make themselves appear to be woke or intelligent, and they're very ignorant. I don't know if they're a part of like an interview, or if this person is, because I do feel like this person, maybe they're a part of like a blog, a community, because I'm hearing this morphin time. It's like Metatron wants you to see the setup going into this event or into the situation, so you can chisel or master or refine. Master, chisel, or refine your emotional intelligence, because you're dealing with unintellectual people. And the path of least resistance looks like the path where you let them answer their own questions, you know? You tell me. They're going to be like, oh, no, I want to know what you think, you know? I feel like people be saying shady stuff, like to get you to grind your gears. They're going to try to make you say shady stuff. They're going to try to say like little shady things, knowing damn well it's like, what is this? Like, I'm going to tell you straight up, with the Three of Pentacles in reverse, certain communities are never going to acknowledge you or respect you. That just is what it is. Certain groups are never going to acknowledge you and respect you. That just is what it is. Certain institutions are never going to acknowledge you, give you the recognition, or respect you. And trying to place yourself in those environments and just be unbothered, like you're at peace, whether you're there or not there, it's not giving a clear message to the universe of where you stand. It's giving a message to the universe that you are willing to go into those environments and be the sacrificial lamb. It is. There's no reward for that. There's no reward for putting yourself in spaces and places where people really don't vibe with you, or they don't fuck with you. And it's not to say that you are, or you're allowing it to get you down, or X, Y, Z. No. There's something about knowing your self-worth and knowing that when you have to go into spaces and you have to bend over backwards and do splits and cartwheels and put yourself out there in a way where it compromises your integrity in order for them to even give you a pat on the back or say congratulations, that's the wrong crowd to work to entertain. That's the wrong people to work to get recognition from. Even if this is a relationship for you guys and you are trying really hard to be accepted by someone's family, and that no matter what you do, no matter how successful you are, that family still feels like you're not a part of the family or you're just not accepted. You can be extra helpful, come every Sunday, cook, clean. You can talk highly of them, make yourself extremely available, neglect yourself. And at the end of the day, they would never accept you into that family or consider you an equal partner to their child or whatever. And I feel like someone here misses the version of you that worked really hard to feel accepted by a group of people, an institution of people, or a family legacy of people. They missed when you were emotionally triggered and wanting to be in the it crowd. So here you are. You've walked away from a relationship. You walked away from partnerships. You've walked away from a lot of different things that have made you unhappy. Anything that was giving you unequal reciprocity and doing shady shit behind the closed doors or whatever. These groups, these communities feels like you walked away and they weren't done with you yet. I wasn't done with you. I know the real you. I know the version of you that's always gonna aspire to have people praise you or finally accept you. There's that type of energy. Just kind of making me think of like, you know how Chris Brown, I don't know which song it was, but there's something really symbolic about the baggage he was carrying, right? And ever since he had that type of downhill slope of the situation with that ruined his reputation with Rihanna and all the other stuff, right? For so many years, trying to just be acknowledged, as, okay, I've done the work. I'm a changed person. I've put in better effort, whatever. No matter what he do, he will always be boycotted. He will always be unaccepted in certain communities, certain societies, certain groups. No matter who he's attached to, no matter, certain places won't even let him perform. You get what I'm saying? So whether it's on that major scale or in your micro communities, it's still happening just in different ways for every single person. And so Archangel Metatron is trying to give you the path of least resistance so you can be successful with less blockages, less resentment, and be at more peace. Because at the end of the day, the most valuable commodity on our journey is peace, tranquility, right? Our health is our ultimate wealth at the end of the day. And so even though society and, social groups and things like that, we've migrated and we've created systems of grading, judging, and rewarding, our own reward systems, above it all is how we feel on a soul level. And that's where that statement comes, what good is it to gain the world and lose your soul? So if your soul isn't at peace, and if your soul doesn't feel like it got to experience its full version of tranquility, peace, and an abundance and happiness and joy, then what was it all for? And I feel like that's kind of the space where Metatron is like, hey, listen, it's morphin' time. It's time for you to change the game, But I feel like the clarity hasn't been able to really come through because you're kind of the King of Pentacles can be a workaholic, especially the King of Pentacles in reverse. Like you haven't really been able to get those downloads, those clarity messages, you know, kind of out there in the field, working hard. Busy, grinding, hustling type of energy. So I feel like this journey of seeing the status of what the industry is like, the status of what society is like, you're on this journey of success to take a close look, to get an up close look firsthand of what's really going on in the industry. What are the pros? What are the cons? And from your first person point of view, whatever you get to experience, you're retrieving or you're archiving information that is supposed to be in conjunction with your purpose and how you can improve the systems, the groups, the infrastructures, because you are meant to be some type of leader. But just because like the divine calls you into certain environments to be around certain people, places, and things doesn't mean that you were meant to go there and get lost there. Just because Percy Jackson had to go to Las Vegas doesn't mean that he was meant to stay there. He was sent there to retrieve something. And that's kind of like, and then to get moving again. So I feel like as you're on this journey of movement, you're supposed to be getting little gems and nuggets along the way that you're going to be able to utilize and say, okay, boom, here's the blueprint. This is what separates me from every other industry. This is what separates me from every other community. This is what separates me from every other little, you know, I don't care if you open in a restaurant. This is what separates me from all the other chain gangs and restaurants on the market. So it's like, what have you discovered thus far? Archangel Metatron wants to know, what have you seen? What have you witnessed? What have you seen in the 5D? What have you projected? Because I feel like your ability to attract is one thing, but this is the ability to also project. You know how, like, you ever seen in like those movies how they will cast out these drones and then the drone will kind of like be so many yards ahead of them and see what's coming up ahead? That's kind of like what Spirit is doing for you. Like Metatron is like throwing out or casting these pearls to like give you a 5D look from all angles. But it is for a reason. And I don't feel like it's necessarily for you to tell people, you know, what you've seen. Keep some things to yourself. Certain things are meant to be kept to yourself. And people are trying to ask you, like, why are you doing this? Why did you choose this route? Why didn't you go down this route first? It's divine. It was meant to happen this way. And I think that's the best answer you can give, right? Let's see. Yeah, it appears to be some type of gossip or chatter in regards to your dating choices, people you've dated. There's been some type of increase in conversation, talk, people invested in your love life for whatever reason. And I feel as if this is what's interesting right now. This is like hot topic. Like everybody's it's like they want to know drama. You know what I'm saying? Like, and And maybe it's the land, maybe it's the territory. But I feel like drama, third party energies, and, you know, who's coming in love is right now like the hot topic right now. So I feel like you have like great work to do. And you may not even, I feel like you may be sick and tired of hearing about those things. But I do feel like right now, right now, production. I feel like right now, I mean, because this is pretty straight up. We have the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, the Queen of Pentacles, with the Knight of Cups and the Two of Cups. So somebody may have a couple people in rotation. Like they may talk to a couple people in rotation. Especially if they're masculine, they may have like a couple people that they talk to in rotation, or they date. When one person is busy, they talk to the other person. When that person is busy, they talk to the other person. And it's kind of like a rotation that they keep them all apart. One never has to know about the other. Ten of Pentacles, yeah, secret. Dang. And I feel like I don't know what does this have to do with Taurus? Okay, so someone wants to make you jealous. I feel like someone's mom wants to make someone jealous. Like someone's trying to throw somebody off of their routine, off of their path, by making them feel like they have to become a workaholic to get ahead of something. Like they have to work 10 times harder to get ahead of some type of gossip, or 10 times harder to get ahead of some type of trouble up ahead. But really it's like a hidden agenda, a hidden motive here. Somebody's mother is a very intentional spellcaster. Okay. This mother is very malicious. They like to pretend like they are unbiased. They also like to put people down in private. And because they are two-faced in this way, they can't be trusted. This is someone that gossips with other people in social gatherings and conversations. This may have also been a reason why you, Taurus, have separated yourself before in the past, is because someone in your family line could be very petty, or they get very involved in your love life. And I feel like there is a mother that has done things strategically to not only affect your love life, but to also affect your money in the event. Because I just don't, at first glance, I can't picture this mother being this type of way. You know what I'm saying? I just can't picture it. It's very nice, nasty. Um, but this is a root that goes way deeper here, because I feel like this may be also why their relationship with their partner, like if you have a mom that split from their relationship or something, or an in-law where they had relationship issues and they faked to the public or to outside world that everything was good, but it was really bad behind closed doors. There's something like a repetitive cycle of that, very cyclical. But I feel like there are a lot of things that you may not know about a mother figure of some sort. There's ways about them that are very vindictive, petty, and when they feel emotionally scorned by something, they make a bigger mess out of things. And this may have been like one of the key factors as to why I don't know, like a dad and mom dynamic didn't stay together or didn't work out. Something about I don't know, there's a lot to unpack here. A lot to unpack. But someone's mom is very different. And I feel like you would never suspect that at first glance. I mean, never. But they're really good at fixing people. Very good at fixing people. I mean, Eight of Swords, they like to fix people good, okay? Especially if you got out of these types of situations, out of these dynamics, they're mad. They're like big mad that they feel defeated that you got out of their toxic ties, that you broke free from some type of tower or binding spell that they had you in. And so as long as you're not seeking validation and respect and recognition from these types of groups, communities, people, societies, you're going to always be successful. The path of least resistance is going to follow you. I feel like you have spiritual team. Your spiritual team is going to handle your opposition. And they only want you focused on being aware, being able to identify and be aware of what the bullshit is, right? But you're not there to save nobody. So this is like walking through a market, right? And you can see all the shit, the darkness, the entities and stuff attached to people does not mean that you're there. This is not the visit. This is not the travel experience. This is not the journey quite yet, where you're meant to heal and cure and change and do prophesy or do any of those things. This is the part of the journey where you're made aware of all that's around you. And you just keep moving. Don't be no fool trying to get off of that damn, trying to get off and save nobody. I feel like you're gonna see a lot. Your third eye is beaming right now. You can see a lot. But I don't feel like you're meant to offer any type of like help or assistance right now when it comes to like telling people, oh, that relationship's not going to work, or oh, you're not supposed to be with that person, you know. Just because you go around a group of people and you can see what's ailing them doesn't mean that that's the trip or the visit where you're supposed to be telling them what's wrong with them. Ten of Swords. Because if you don't ever get off your high horse, nothing can ever touch you. So Archangel Metatron is trying to teach you how to stay on your high horse. Because you are meant to ride this chariot and to see and just bear witness to everything that's going on. The collective, get a first hand, like you're on, I don't know if you are on a trip or you're traveling for work or something like that. Because it doesn't feel like you're in an office, like you've left the office and you're in motion. And while you're in motion, as long as you don't get off your high horse, nothing can betray you. As long as you don't give it no attention, no clout, nothing can hurt you. Damn, the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. You have a soft spot for somebody. Is it a father figure? It's a father figure. There's something about a father figure here. You're trying to like make your father proud. Or give your father something to be proud of. That will be a setup as long as you are placing your recognition outside of yourself. Outside of yourself, your higher self, and your spiritual team, you're going to be disappointed. Especially if little things like, they never show up and support you. They never go to the game. They never do this. They never do that. Someone could be encouraged to do that on purpose, oh, they wanted to do that, then we'll wait till they come back to support them. There's something about intentionally trying to do things to make you feel like things you can never forgive them for. It's the small things here that I'm seeing here, but at the same time, there are certain things that certain people may never change. And I really genuinely feel like with the Lovers in reverse, the Temperance in reverse, some people are programmed to be a certain type of way. Their cognitive dissonance, they may not ever accept your belief systems, especially if you have religious family members. They may not ever agree with your belief systems. They just won't. So with this morphin time, it's time for you to let that go. What does your heart feel? There's something about your heart. Your heart holds the key to your answers that you seek. That's where the change is happening. That's where the promotion is happening. That's where your abundance is happening. It's in you transforming. Because you've already been shown the blueprint, the roadmap that some people will never change. And as far as how long they will be stuck in these types of paradigms. And so you don't even have to go back and forth with them. Some people may not ever agree with who you love or who you want to be with. They may not ever support that. Your judgment. They may not ever feel like you make good decisions when it comes to love. So it's like until you step up and be the change and you focus and commit to what you believe in, Someone's going to always treat you like you're just that young girl or that young boy. They're going to always be that. They're going to be like, it's like, no, this is the moment where you get to say, you're no longer my role model. Archetype mother, archetype father, you're no longer my role model. I am ready to take on that Ace of Wands, and I'm ready to be my best version of who I want to be as an archetype of mother, an archetype of father, and that I don't need to be 2.0 your version or 2.0 that version. I'm going to express it how I want to express it. I'm going to exist it how I want to exist it. And I have nothing to prove to you or anyone else. So I feel like as long as you haven't taken that authority and took on that commitment with the Hierophant, this is that commitment. Like until you take on that commitment of this is how I want to exist. This is how I want to show up in the world as the Emperor. This is the type of role model I want to be in the world as the Emperor. This is my commitment. This is my testament. Until you've done that, you haven't really claimed your rightful place. It's like, this is that crossover from walking in your mother's shoes, walking in your father's shoes, and you finally wearing your own shoes. And you're like, I've gathered all the wisdom I needed to gather. Someone's about to lay down. Someone is about to retire. I feel like someone is about to retire their old days or something like that. The old version of them is retiring. Something about a new version is coming out, and the old version of them is gone. Yeah, the Ace of Cups, the Hierophant, and the Chariot. Someone is done making something harder than it has to be. Ten of Wands. Clarify this Ace of Cups, Spirit. Something may not be what you asked for. I keep getting that. Something may not be what you asked for. There's something about what you asked for. I don't know what list you have. You know what I'm saying? Let's say you write a list and you ask God to check off all the boxes of this for a person. And maybe on that box, like everything is there except a few things. And you feel like the divine has given you something, but it's not what you expected or something like that. Something about this, for some of you guys, it feels like before your perspective shift, before this perspective shift, you had to be a Taurus that was attracted to a certain type of person. Do you know what I'm saying? Like you had a certain type of weakness, a certain type of temptation. Like when you see this type of person, swag, attitude, persona, you just fall weak to it. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like something that may be healthy for you is not necessarily everything you've wished for. But in order for you, it's like when you had your perspective shift, you no longer was attracted to the toxic anymore. But at the same time, you didn't put a certain type of look or persona or X, Y, Z. And so when the divine brings in a particular person for you, it feels like there are certain things about the wish that is not quite there. It's like something is missing with the Ace of Wands in reverse. And I feel like something about the Ace of Wands in reverse makes me feel like you may be accustomed to like people going out of their way for you, or something about somebody with the King of Pentacles. You may be accustomed to certain people like going out of their way for you, or people being way more attracted to you than you are to them. And so you don't really have to take initiative in certain situations because they do it for you. But something about this wish doesn't activate. It doesn't come in unless you take initiative. And that is very different for you. Yeah. That's very different for you. Because it's not something that you're accustomed to. Something about this is telling me that there's a certain custom here. But if it's morphin time, that means it's time for you to transform into a new version of yourself. Because somebody's been on the fence of trying to avoid a disaster for far too long. Because I don't want to say it's pride. I feel like it's like surrendering or giving in. Going after something, giving in. Taking a leap of faith with the Fool card. I feel like somebody's higher self and lower self has been kind of in conflict with each other a little bit, Yeah, that's what I'm seeing here. Higher self and lower self has been kind of in conflict with each other. And I do feel like this has something to do with heart's desires. So let's see. Somebody has a fear of intimacy. They have a fear of intimacy. They have a fear of being intimate with a person. Like bonding on a deep level is hard as heck for this person. Something may have been easier at a distance. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, now that that distance is gone, there's like no reason why something can't come together. You get what I'm saying? But it's like, at the same time, like the healing, this is pretty much Metatron saying, I'm showing you the path of least resistance. I'm showing you why you went on this journey of healing. I'm showing you why you had to go through all these different changes. I'm showing you why you had to be in isolation. I'm also showing you that your person feels the same way about you. I'm also showing you the chemistry, the sparks. I'm showing you everything. What's understood doesn't have to be explained. I'm showing you that it's not over. But at the same time, you know, our archangels can help us to a certain degree, but free will also plays a role. Someone has a fear of commitment, a fear of intimacy, a fear that they won't be able to be with one person, that they're going to fail, that they're going to be single for the rest of their life. Apology. And I feel like there's someone from the past that has come back around. And you know, when you're in a space of forgiving people, what happens? You fall for temptation. And so I do feel like someone has been tempting somebody out here. And someone doesn't feel like they deserve someone so nice because they feel like they're still kind of toxic, because they are still attracted or they still desire someone. If this person was to tell you the truth, that's what I feel like they would say. It's like, it's not you, it's me type of energy. This person has a strong tie to someone. And it's whenever they get imbalanced where they feel like they can't fight it. And so I feel like they have a toxic trait of kind of desiring being chased after, or making people chase after them. And I feel like if you are someone that can feel if you can feel someone desiring for you to pull, like they're pulling on you in that way for you to chase after them, or to kind of like blow up their phone, see what they're up to, and all that other type of shit. And that's a no. Chasing in reverse, pursuing in reverse. Ace of Wands. You don't chase, you attract. And it's going to be different for every person, but it just depends on what your soul journey is. If you're on a soul journey of you, if you know that you used to be the type of person that chased after people and you went after whatever you wanted aggressively, if you would bend over backwards to accommodate people, then your journey would be you learning boundaries, right? Your journey would be you self-loving yourself and you trusting that what's meant to be for you will be for you. And so you wouldn't chase anything. You're not allowed to go against your spiritual journey, right? And vice versa. If somebody has always been chased and they are accustomed to that, and they are on their journey of self-love and learning that you don't have to chase or be chased, and what wants to be will be, and you take the inspired action to take, because the divine masculine energy came out in this reading, and that's in reverse. So the Ace of Wands is in reverse, the divine masculine is in reverse. I feel like something about this is a rite of passage. Like Archangel Metatron is saying, you have to choose what wand you're about to move forward with. You have to choose what beliefs you move forward with. You're going to have to choose what house you're a part of. You're going to have to choose what religion you're going to be. This is your moment where you choose your wand, your house, and you become Harry Potter. You become the Harry Potter that lives out the reality. But until you've picked your house, your wand, your familiar, you're still in that phase of trying to determine who you are. And so in that type of scenario, anyone that would come in and start making those choices for you, they're not really allowing you to cross over into that man or woman. They're actually delaying your evolution. They're delaying your rite of passage, because they're getting in the way of your pace and your decision making. And they're kind of suggesting it or coercing it in a direction that they want. So that's kind of what I'm seeing here. Yeah, Taurus, I'm sending you lots of love, wisdom, and guidance on your journey, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye-bye.